What's up, YouTube land? This is Sage Valentine, and right now I'm going to review and recap tonight's episode of CBS's Big Brother, Season 21, episode number 17. So let's get down to it. So Holly replaced Nick, with Kat. And Kat sat on the block as a pawn beside Sam, and Sam is supposed to be the target. Now, when I wrote this note after watching the tail end of the feeds before the live show. So I figured no matter what happens, he was supposed to be the target. So after the veto meeting was done, Nick says in his diary room session he feels bad for Sam. The 6 shooters control the vote, and it looks like Sam is going. Sam is the one guy in the bromance that has to go, according to Holly. Kat feels good about being a pawn. She should, because she wasn't the target. Which is how she's going to end up making it far in this game, because people think they have a handle on the type of player that she is, but Kat's pretty crafty. And Sam is just like, it's go time. So Sis is sad because Sam might go, and he makes her laugh, and Sam tries to figure out a way or a plan to save himself. Sis says to us that she would save him if she could. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Tommy and Christy were in the diary room complaining about their punishment. In fact, they both complained about the punishment for the duration of said punishment. They just would not stop. I'm like, dude, you had some paint on you. It's not like you had to wear one of those clown suits or be a robot or anything more intense than that. It was like makeup. And if the rumors are correct, they got to leave the house for a bit, get spray painted, and then brought back to the house. So doesn't seem like too bad to me. And then we see Tommy and Christy rejoicing about being cured in that segment. So Kat and Holly are working together, but I've known this for how many weeks has it been? Like 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. And Kat decides to go to Holly and drop information to keep the 6 shooters fighting. She said that Christy and Tommy said that they won't go to the final 6 with the couples. Now, Big Brother showed a clip of them saying it like a week ago, but Christy's been saying this for a while. That's not the first time she said it on the feeds. And basically, Christy and Tommy are plotting their next move. Now, Holly feels stupid because she suspected this. So, Kat's little plan works. See how dangerous of a player she is? Very dangerous player. Holly's talking to Annalise, aka Sis, and she says, you know, Christy is making her nervous and she talks too much. I think Sis said something about her talking too much, but they both agreed that Christy made them nervous. Christy needs to be in control of everything, says Holly. Christy makes decisions for everyone, but she's been doing this for a while, and now you're finally picking up on this. She's been doing this since day one. You all just sat back and chilled and floated within your alliance. Like, you guys didn't care, especially Annalise and Holly. They were protected. There were walls around them. Those walls have come down now. Cliff tells Christy that there are 4 powerful people in the game. Jackson, Annalise, and Holly, and he feels like they need to work on them and break them apart, and Cliff wants to work with her. Now, Cliff wants to work with everybody. How far this will take him in the game, I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch the feeds this week to figure out like where everybody's head is at, because though it seems like the 6 shooters are separated, even though it seems like things look a certain way, they have a way of doing this and coming back together. So I'm going to hold off on an opinion about that one at this point. So the next HOH is the time for someone to strike against the 4 powerful people. But little does Cliff know that Christy and Tommy are pretty powerful. Now, Christy's building an army and preparing herself for the aftermath of the 6-shooter implosion. And so far, she seems safe for now. Holly's talking to Jackson, and Jackson tells her that Christy doesn't want to go far with the couples. Or did Holly say that? I think Holly might have said that. Jackson says he basically mentions how close Tommy and Christy are. I'm like, you're getting there, but they're a lot closer than you think they are. It's not just friends in the game. They've got a whole like relationship outside of the house, and I think they're getting closer and closer to that. And Holly fears that she and the rest of the alliance are doing Christy's dirty work. You are. You've been doing it for a very long time. Really, they've been doing Tommy's dirty work more than Christy's dirty work, because Tommy has a lot more power over Christy. Shout out to the casuals. Tommy has more power over Christy. Christy thinks she's in power, but Tommy's sitting pretty and saying stuff and kind of pulling the strings and kind of using Christy as his puppet. So anyway, Jackson says if he wins the HOH, he'll take out Christy, and I kind of hope he does. Why? Because I want something big to happen in this game, because this game is boring. And this particular episode that I just watched was dragging. Once they told us that we were not able to see the drama, I'm just like, why am I watching this? Like, I could have watched this later on the DVR, or later on the app or something. Like, I want to see drama here. That's why I tune in. Sam tries to save himself by breaking up the couples. Okay, Christy threw Jackson and Jack under the bus. She's done that more than once. But see, there were other targets at the time when she did it in other conversations. But Jackson was right when he was talking on the feeds, and he said, you know, to Jack, you got to separate your emotions from this game, because Jack really cares about Christy. Honey, Christy is a super fan. Christy is here to win this money. Jack really cares about her. He's trying to protect her. Jack is going to get played, and it's not going to be cute for him. Okay, so Sam tells Jackson that he was talking to Cliff, and Cliff revealed that when he was HOH, he was thinking about putting up Jackson, aka Michi. And what happened was that Christy became paranoid that she was going on the block. You know the whole story. The thing is that if Jackson didn't win the veto, Jackson was going to be the one that was the target and was going to be put out of the game. I don't know why he didn't figure that out earlier. I really don't. But then again, that's me watching at home versus watching this show or experiencing the game. But the point is, I don't know why Jackson didn't figure that out earlier, that something was up. Because how was Jack a bigger target than him? That's the problem of watching these last couple seasons, honey. Because he would have picked that up if he had been watching earlier seasons. So anyway, Sam is telling Jackson, listen, you keep me, you can use me for your game. And Christy has moved all the way up to the top of Jackson's little target list. So Jackson and Holly confirm that Christy was gunning for Jackson. Christy was going to make an alliance with the other side of the house, meaning the outsiders. Holly regrets not putting up Nicole, and just like, you could have put up Nicole, but you were listening to Jackson last time I checked. Then Jackson's talking to Jack, and he was just like, I knew we should have put up Nicole, and I'm just like, you know what, scratch that with Holly. She wasn't listening to Jackson. In fact, Holly's behind decided not to put up Nicole because she wanted Sam out of the house. Simple as that. And I guess she felt like if she put up Nicole against Sam, people would vote Nicole out. So she feels like now that was a mistake. And Jackson feels like that was a mistake as well, because he kept trying to push her and push her and push her to do what he wanted to do, and she pushed back against him. So Jack says, we have a problem to Jackson. Christy was on board to take Jackson out. Jackson's like, if Christy was HOH, she would come for you, Jack. And Jack is not listening to Jackson because, again, Jack is thinking of his feelings. He's playing the game, but if you've noticed, maybe if you've been really paying attention since the beginning, especially with the feeds, but if not, You'll catch what I'm saying. From the beginning, everything with Jackson has been personal because Jackson wore his heart on his sleeve. And Christy played on that. But Jack can't see that. Not at all. He can't see it, and he won't see it until it's too late. And Jackson's like, listen, if Sam stays, then maybe Sam can take a shot at Christy. And even on the feeds when I was watching earlier, Jack just wouldn't listen to Jackson because Jackson's like, listen, she's going to take a shot at us. Why don't we take a shot at her? And when Jack was hardly talking, I knew he was going to run back and tell Christy and Tommy this and confirm stuff, and he sure did. And I'm just like, dude, you just blew up your game, man. You really messed up with that. But the thing is, if Sam stayed, he would have won an HOH, and he would have taken out Jack and Jackson or put up Jack and Christy or Jackson and Christy. Julie informed the house guests that they made it 44 days in the house. And then we get to see some segment with some flash mob dance. And I'm like, you know, can we get to the live vote? Because I really don't want to see this. We could have seen this as an extra scene or something in Sunday's episode or something. Get to the live vote. So we get to the final little, what are they called? The final speeches. And Kat is just like, she's passionate about empowerment. She struggled with her values and she hopes that her parents are proud of her. Wait until she sees how she was portrayed on this show. Wait until she learns how people think of her and basically how Jackson talked about her after he and she had sex. She's going to be so upset. You can be nice and win. The game is not personal. Again, I'm looking at these people who have watched like the last couple seasons. If they'd watched the first few seasons, they would say, no, it isn't personal, but at the same time, you can't win this game and be nice. You have to get blood on your hands. You have to backstab people in order to play it. You got to do the same thing with Amazing Race. You got to do the same thing with Survivor. All these game shows. Like, you can't just win these games and then just be nice to everyone. Like, that's not how it works at all. I don't understand the rationale of that at all. Sam said he was caught in a guilt by association and he was in certain rooms at the wrong time. He stayed drama-free even when all that stuff was going on, and he planted seeds. See, earlier this week, I told you guys about that conversation that happened between Christy, Sam, Jack, and Jessica. That was when I knew that Sam was leaving, because every time Sam said something, he kept burying himself, and then Jessica was in the room, and Jessica was kind of like, no, Sam, that's not what happened. No, Sam, you said this, you said that. That's how I knew Sam was going home. But I kind of wanted them to shake up the game a little bit. You know, flip the vote, maybe get Kat out or something. Do something different, because all of this was becoming monotonous. But anyway, by a vote of 9 votes to 0, Sam is the next player to get a unanimous vote. And I'm wondering, is he thinking, well, maybe I should have saved Kimmy with that veto? Yeah, I'm still on that. I'm definitely still on that, because if he had saved Kimmy with that veto, he would have had somebody on his side. He was leading the charge against Kimmy like some of these other house guests, and they didn't even realize once Kimmy was gone, who was going to be the target. None of them think about that. So pretty much Christy, Nicole, Jackson, Jack, Nick, Annalise, Jessica, Cliff, and Tommy all voted Sam out of the house. You know, Holly couldn't vote. Sam and Kat definitely couldn't vote. So Kat is safe, and she's plotting. If Kat wins the HOH tonight, I won't be surprised, because Kat is a lot smarter than she's portrayed on the show. So Sam does his exit interview, well, part of it with Julie. And Julie tells Sam about how at like 6 o'clock Eastern time, everything went down, and it seemed like he was going to be saved, and all of a sudden things flipped. But Sam already knew that. Sam came clean to, I guess, the rest of the house guests. I guess the big alliance about Christy lying. He said that he planted seeds of doubt. He doesn't know why things flipped back. It flipped back, obviously, because Holly wanted to save her friend. Sam was crying in the diary room because he missed his family. He believes that the alliance will fall apart and Jack will go after Jackson. I think it'll be the other way around, but that's just me. So we get to the goodbye messages. We didn't get to see all of them. I kind of wish that Big Brother would go back to letting us see the goodbye messages instead of like all this filler and extra stuff. Or if not, just give us a longer episode or something, because I would love to see the goodbye messages. Anyway, Nick said that he will avenge Sam's death by winning this HOH. He's been saying that for a while. He hasn't won one since. I'm waiting for his next HOH win. Nicole and Cliff didn't want Sam to go home. Basically, Nicole had to do what she had to do, and Cliff was going to go along with the in crowd anyway because he thinks that he has an in there, and he really doesn't. Holly said that she had to send Sam home because she had a final 2 deal with Kat, which Kat is going to turn on her eventually. So maybe it is good that Kat stayed, because these feeds are going to be interesting. So the HOH competition is called Camp Expo, and it's basically a win-win for anybody who has a photographic memory or can remember things. So we'll see how that goes. And then Big Brother talked about this field trip where we would have to vote 3 people to go on this field trip. The first person would be safe. They'd be safe for the week. The second person would get a punishment, and the third person would end up being a nominee. So they were telling us to be safe about who we choose to vote. Me, I'm just like, how is everything going to be spun to keep, say, Christy and Tommy safe? I don't know. I'm getting vibes that, like, they're the favorites this season, because I know every season there's at least one favorite, but to me it feels like those 2 are the favorites. And it's kind of sad, but it's not surprising to me. It's just kind of like, okay, whatever. Considering that Christy was able to do what she wanted while she was at Have-Not. It is what it is, guys. But anyway, I will be back on Sunday to do this review live for you. I will be live on TV Co at 1 p.m. on Tuesday, so we can sit down and talk all about Big Brother. Chat away, sign up for the app. We're going to have a lot of fun. And as for Wednesday's review, that review will be late. Thursday's review will be on time. So I love you all. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you all. Bye.